Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of My ThougZ. Today I'm going to be talking about the first season of a little show called Third Rock from the Sun. If you're not familiar with the show, Third Rock from the Sun was a show about aliens coming to Earth and disguising themselves as a normal human family and discovering Earth customs and whatever else aliens do in every fictional show and thing where aliens come to Earth and try to be human. Though this show was different in the sense that it was completely played as a comedy and featured some of the funniest actors and actresses of the 90s, basically. You have, the show's concept is you have a group of aliens played by John Lithgow, who, if you don't know who he is, he's been in a lot of stuff. Off the top of my head, Twilight Zone movie, that Bad Santa Claus movie the Nostalgia Critic reviewed, and that's all I can really think of right now. But he's a pretty famous character actor, and then you have his other aliens, his second in command is played by Kristen Johnson, who is an actress. She was in the second Flintstones movie, and I don't know what else she was in. Their intelligence officer is played by a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who you may know from such films as Looper, Dark Knight Rises, and many other films, Don John, I think. Then you have the fourth alien, who really has no purpose other than being a transmitter to their leader, the Big Giant Head, played by the Big Giant Head, William Shatner. And he is played by Frank Stewart, who you may recognize as poor man's Matthew Broderick from Inspector Gadget 2, or from The Middle as, I think, the principal of the school. And he's been in other things. You may know him from Jimmy Fallon's impression of him from SNL's Celebrity Jeopardy, where he bet, where his answer was 3, and he bet Texas with a $sign in front of it. So that's the basic premise, and John Lithgow's character, Dick, his love interest, and another character on the show is Dr. Mary Albright, who teaches at the same college as Dick, and she is played by Jane Curtin, and she is hilarious because, of course she is, she was on SNL. Actors from that era of SNL are always hilarious. And so the first season is basically them getting adjusted and stuff like that, and it's super funny, and I'm honestly watching it and laughing every 6 seconds and feeling the secondhand embarrassment from what they do, and it is the funniest show ever. If I had to say, I'd guess that my favorite character would have to be Harry, which is Frank Stewart's character. I'll just throw out all the names. John Lithgow is Dick Solomon. Kristen Johnson is Sally Solomon. Frank Stewart is Harry Solomon, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is Tommy Solomon. And it's a really funny show. And the entire first season, and I've seen about a season and a half at this point, is just hilarious. And I'm laughing every 6 seconds at every joke, because every joke in that show is funny, and it's one of those shows where it's like, some of the humor is dated, but you still laugh because you know what the joke is about. And so I'm going to give you a list of episodes I think are important if you're going to watch the show. That basically I would say watch every episode because they're all funny, but my personal favorites of the first season are the first episode, Brains and Eggs, because obviously it sets up the concept and stuff. The second episode, Post-Nasal Dick, and it's funny, a lot of the episodes have puns on John Lithgow's character, Dick, and so there'll all be like things that would be funny if you were thinking about the innuendo. And also, most of the first season, the jokes are either a joke about the aliens being not human, or it's a joke that involves some sort of sexual innuendo, and it is hilarious. Because every time they make an innuendo joke, I laugh. I admit that, so, Postnasal Dick, where the aliens have their first experience with, sickness and illnesses with their human bodies. Dick's first birthday, which is where they discover that humans have birthdays, is really funny because Dick goes through a midlife crisis, and it's super funny. There is one where, Dick Smoker, which is, an episode where Dick takes up the habit of smoking, and it's basically an anti-smoking episode. Like, everything he says is all like, oh, smoking is great, and he defends it. But the episode's message is to say don't smoke, so it's a really good episode. It's kind of subversive that way. It's like, the entire episode, he's like, smoking is cool, as he smokes 20 packs of cigarettes. And then at the end, he's like, smoking is bad. And it's done a lot better than a lot of PSA episodes. Green-Eyed Dick is a good one, because it features, Ed Begley Jr. in it, and, Dick is jealous of one of, Mary's former boyfriends, and it's funny. There's a lot of funny scenes in this one. And then you have, Lonely Dick, which is an episode where Mary goes away and Dick has, separation, issues because he misses her. And it also features the introduction of Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character Tommy's girlfriend, August, who I absolutely despise at this point. Maybe she gets better, but she is so manipulative and evil, I hate her. And it may just be because she reminds me of, high school girls that I knew in high school, which for me was last year, practically. It was, a year and a half ago at this point. And I hate her so much. So, I don't like August at all. So, the next episode is, the next episode, Body, Soul, and Dick. It features, Dick, and this professor getting along because he's a jackass, but everyone kisses his ass. But Dick is honest because he doesn't understand the concept of brown nosing. So when that guy dies, his will states that he wants Dick to give the eulogy, and of course everyone is worried because Dick is super honest, and you can't be honest during a man's eulogy if the guy was a jerk. The next one. There's an episode, where, the next episode, Abdicted, where, Dick invites Mary and her brother so that they can observe how a family is supposed to get along, and he says he was abducted by aliens, which freaks them out because the way he describes it is exactly how their species would abduct aliens, and so they're worried that they would be found out because he would know what those aliens did, and it's funny and really a good episode. The next episode, Truth or Dick, is funny because it features a really funny joke in the DMV. I've dealt with the DMV, so I know exactly what a big pain in the ass it is to go down there. It's funnier to me now that I've actually lived through what they go through, and there's a really funny joke that I don't want to spoil, but you'll know what joke I'm talking about if you watch the episode. While they're in line at the DMV, they make this one crack about, how hard it is to get a car, and how easy it is to get something else, which is really funny. A couple episodes after, you have Frozen Dick, where Dick and Mary are going to this conference, and they get kicked off the plane because John Lithgow decides to reenact his scenes from the Twilight Zone movie. I'm kidding, obviously. They write in John Lithgow going, "There's something on the wing!" And so it's funny because he played Shatner's character in the Twilight Zone movie who says there's something on the wing, which is super funny. And then the whole episode is a really rounded, good episode. After that, we have the obligatory Befriending the Neighbors episode, which is funny. And then there's another episode, then the episode after that, where they find out that their identities don't cover the 60s, and so Mary thinks that Dick is this guy she knew in the 60s who, went off the record because the FBI was after him, and he goes along with it because she wants to sleep with that guy, and he wants to sleep with her, and it's kind of funny. Then you have the obligatory male character cross-dressing to infiltrate women's club episode, which, every show has done it. I have nothing really to say about it, other than whatever scenes that Frank Stewart are in, it is hilarious. Then you have an episode where they try to decide a nationality for them, and in the end they end up picking one that fits their last name, but they go through a bunch of them, and it's funny, because, they pick ones that they were not allowed to be part of, because of course they are white, which is funny, obviously. And then there's the obligatory, crime episode where the main character is afraid to go outside because crime. Every sitcom does it. This sitcom does it really well, but I'll let you decide if you watch it. Then there's the one where they reveal that Harry has the transmitter in his head, and then the next episode, Mary moves to a better office, and Dick tries to get her back, and I love this episode, which is called Selfish Dick, because it features Harry Morgan, who played Colonel Sherman T. Potter on MASH and After MASH, and I absolutely love him as an actor because he's really funny, especially when playing an old guy. When he was Colonel Potter, he was an older guy, and so he had that, charm. And it's funny because he acts nothing like Colonel Potter. He's calm and, old man-like. Meanwhile, if it was Colonel Potter, he would have been shouting, and it would have been awesome. I kind of wish he was Colonel Potter, but he's not. But Harry Morgan's in it, so if you're a MASH fan, watch this, and I will tell you episodes where Harry Morgan appears, so that you may watch it if you were a MASH fan. Honestly, had I not liked this show, which I totally do, I love it, this would have been the episode that I would have went to for just for the sake of watching it for Harry Morgan. And then the finale of the season, where Dick and Mary go on a date, and they start really getting acquainted and really falling in love with each other, but Dick gets replaced by another alien who is this evil guy, and it's pretty awesome, and that carries over into the season opener, but I will talk about that in the next vlog I do for my thoughts on Third Rock from the Sun. Overall, I love this show, it's amazing, you should go watch it. And, those were my thoughts. So, I will see you in the next video, whatever that may be. So, see you next time.
Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the video, you can hit subscribe and watch one of my other videos. My videos can be found on any of these fine sites, and if you want to help out, maybe consider supporting the show on Patreon. See you next time.